Mic test. All right. I think we can start the next session. Can we invite the last participants to go inside? Okay. 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 Okay, good morning. We'll go on the next part of our program. This will be just a very, this would be actually very interesting for everyone because we would appreciate your contributions during the discussion. For the next session, we will invite Dr. Bart and also Dr. Monchai to lead the wrapping up of all the sessions that we've had in the last 2 days, and as well as looking forward, how can we move forward with the discussions that we've had since yesterday. And I think this will be very useful for everyone. So without further ado, I would like to call Dr. Bart and Dr. Manchai to facilitate this session.
Let's start. Thank you for everybody. After I discussed with many people around while we were working, and we found that many comments, many idea we'd like to share the floor, and I got wrapped up by the two, but I think everybody can have more contributions. We have participants from many countries, and maybe you share the situation right now, and after you see the 2 days presentation, maybe you got some idea, and maybe you can propose the proposal or propose the activities for university, for the MI, something like that. So we will start with that. I found that we wanna start first from ASEAN country. Okay.
Maybe let me clarify a little bit more of our intentions here. We want to gather some of your thoughts for moving forward on various actionable things. So you may have some recommendation for us to collaborate in certain areas, for us to do something together. And so we have representatives from different countries here. And then so if you have an idea of what we might do next, if you have interest in collaborating in specific areas, you can suggest. So we will make a note of that. And then hopefully we can then try to reach out to you, or we may form a small group to have further discussion on future projects and programs.
Maybe it starts like why safety food is not quite promote or not get through the points so far. Maybe it starts with Dr. Chulimas because in Thailand the chemical is not falling down in terms of import. And why is that? Why herbicide is increased a lot, and it's going to not be an issue that people want to ban it. And how does it affect to something else? Why is the chemical still used a lot in ASEAN country?
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for inviting me to be here. So I'm Chulimat from Faculty of Agriculture, and also I'm a director of the Integrated Research Center for the Water Resources Management in Northeast of Thailand. So actually my background is about ecotoxicology and environment. So the problem on the agrochemistry in Thailand, as you discussed this morning, have been long time ago, and also still the problem on this kind of thing. So we have been thinking about the lack of information and research that like the regulations or even the quality standard. We still rely on the foreign country, even something like the water quality standard, the soil quality standard. Still, we have the different environments. Like soil is different, water quality is different. We have the different characteristic of the waters and also the environment. So I think it's better to start something that start from our own country, even like the country in Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, or Myanmar. So we have a very good collaboration. So it's the start from working together and set up with our own environment. And if we can set up like our own regulation standard, which different from other country, it will be good. Just like I have a good colleague with the staff from the Lao University. I just came back yesterday. So we have like giving a lecture, like a knowledge transfer to the student and the staff in Laos. And then, as a Thai, especially in Isan area, we speak the same language. Exactly, we understand each other. Like she told me that sometimes they have some kind of training and workshop. They have some foreigner come from French, America, or Australia. When they come for train for the student, something is cannot understand each other well because the barrier of the language. So because if we're thinking about like some project that maybe you be help us, but we have the Thai scientists or the lecturer go to Laos and we can speak the same language. So it little bit, it's better for understand well because to come to the food safety, very important that the knowledge to understand the concept of the safe environment. So it come to the food safety. So the healthy food will come after that. So the meaning of understand about the ecological service of their own natural resource in each country, clean soil, clean water, is a clean natural resources come to be clean agriculture product. So it's very important, when you're talking about the policy, it's a big people over there. But in fact, the new generation, it needed to understand the concept of food safety, to understand about the concept of how valuable of their own natural resources. So I'm thinking like the collaboration started from the new generation, like the student in university, and then can go back to tell their parents, and then this kind of thing we need to start. I think it will be like if we can do something, I think it will be the first thing that we need to do about the build up the human capacity by training, by maybe use us as we call sister and brother, so we can work together. I think like that. Like I'm not sure where is she, the professor from Laos. Yeah, okay, you can give more idea about what I said. Do you think agree with me or not? How about
The issue that Dr. Shurima says is we cannot think only animals and plants, but the land and water is the source of contamination. It's a big issue here is the paraquat in the salad and vegetable. But now we grow vegetable with cover with the plastic, so no herbicide at all. But paraquat is herbicide. How it come from? It's come from the water. Contaminated from the water and use that water. And now when people eat it, so paraquat is bad, so ban it. So don't use it, something like this. But when you don't use paraquat, a lot of herbicide in another agriculture gonna get problems, and you don't have any replacement. So some kinds of this issue we need to discuss and talk about it. So food safety and environment go to one health, like veterinary said. So everything is concerned the same thing. That we need is how farmers have a fast test to test something that you got contamination here, got contamination. This is maybe we need some technology, some more advanced technology from UGA or from advanced university to help us how to test aflatoxin easy, something like that. This is one thing that we really need, not to go to HPLC every time. The farmers cannot do that. if we can have some project to develop some kits, some quick kits, some techniques. This is from the
And I also agree that you need to start developing your own set of data, the primary data you're talking about in terms of water quality and soil types and soil issues. So it's important that you begin to develop your own laboratory capacity and then be able to rely on your own data rather than the data that comes from somewhere else, right? But and also set your own standards based on the data you generate. So I think it's important to begin to do that within your own universities and research institutions.
Okay.
Good morning. So my name is Chitpasong Kusonsawat, the lecturer from the Faculty of Agriculture, National University of Laos. So I'm coming from the Rural Economic and Food Technology Department. And I just give you a little bit background on food safety aspect development in our university. The last 5 years we got scholarship, not scholarship is funded from the ADB, ASEAN Development Bank, which is the very first initiative that working on food safety in the university sectors. So we have developed the curriculum focusing on improving the system of food safety in our university, and we have implemented the curriculum in 2015, but our students have not yet graduated, so we haven't do the evaluation of our curriculum. So I would like to maybe suggest would be the idea that we were discussing among our group, that maybe if we can take a look into aspect of developing the capacity of the students and also the university staff, because when we take a look at the role of the university is that the role of human resource development, and this is a long-term development. It's not a short-term. We cannot see in 1 year or 2 years the result of the development. So maybe we can look in like for the university staff, maybe we can introduce like scholarship for upgrade the degree of the university staff, because we are the one who teaching the students, so we should have or should be able to teach well in a high quality of curriculum. And maybe also focusing on the research aspect also, because of the lecture, and not only give the lecture to student, but also supervise on conducting a research for the student and also conducting our research in order to use our research results to teach our student to have a better skill in the research, because we don't know when they graduated. We don't know if they will be the researcher or they will be working with the government or working with the development project. So that one we would like to have for our students to have the skills. And in terms of the developing the capacity for student would be like, for example, the lecturer from the KKU come and helping us teaching some new curriculum or subject in under the SPS project that we are still lacking of the experts in some certain areas. So the University of KKU can come and give the lectures under this project would be good, because we're lacking of fund in supporting all the accommodation or traveling costs for the lectures. And another way that we can enhance the knowledge of students is that would be associated with private sector. For example, to give a place for students to do the placement for 2 or 3 months. For example, to learn the quality management system of Betago, which is related to also food safety and also related to the curriculum that we currently teaching the students. So this would give them a lifetime learning skills, not only teaching them by telling them what to do, but get them to do by itself. So I value this more than talk in classes, because I'm also I was a student. I study crop science, and I have a chance to have an internship scholarship to study in KKU for 4 months. I'm a breeder for maize, and I learned a lot from the internship scholarship that I've got from 10 years ago now. So I think this would be another idea that can be integrated into the proposal in the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. So thank you. That's my idea. Thank you.
So nice. So in terms of capacity building, we have many levels that you suggest. Start from like a training, like I've heard that in Laos need some training in terms of food safety, like how to make inspection along the borders. This is one project that we're going to develop with the faculty of pharmaceutical, and maybe some short-term training like food microbiology, how to detect it. Many people do like this, so really need it because microbial contamination in food is a big issue in Thailand too. And for the long-term like master and PhD program, and actually we have GMS fellowship for the from the university that can provide scholarship for master and PhD. But maybe I make some projects to the president to say that we want to make capacity building people on food safety to get like not just look at the application and see the CV and then give the fellowship, but we need to put like impact of people that are going to study on the food safety. Very good idea. Thank you.
Just to add a little bit to that from our side, we're again we're happy to work at the level of faculty development. You were saying capacity development of faculty is critical to your growth and development in food science sector. We have, as you see, among this 5 of us, we have a wide range of capacity, and this is a very small group. We have a bigger group back home that are doing cutting edge research and technology development. So we have resources that you can tap into, and we have a short-term program, or we could develop a short-term program, and it could be together with KKU and UGA because we have been working together. So we could design a program, customize a program that would be suitable for a scholar to come and visit at UGA or spend some time here, or both. And also, if you have a degree-seeking student, and we could perhaps figure out a way to facilitate you getting a degree either at KKU or at UGA. So there are ways we can perhaps pursue this, but usually for the students to be admitted into UGA, then it may be more rigorous. And then so, but we know there are lots of very bright, able students in Laos, so they have opportunity to apply. And then if there's intention to apply, and if you want some help in seeking scholarships for them, we will be happy to look at various options that are available.
I'd like to, okay, one more comment from Laos.
Putason, I am also a lecturer from Faculty of Agriculture from National University of Laos. We are in the teams. I would like to just give, would like to give some idea or comments to the projects. I would like to support the idea of the dean that you say that we should set up the ASEAN organic curriculums. That is very important when you look at in Southeast Asia, especially Laos, Cambodia or Vietnam, that we focus on organic agriculture, and organic agriculture is also the priority of our government strategies. That I think if you look in the project, you should look in our priority in each country. And I think that is a concern also food safety, right? And one thing that I would like to share or to have some idea that when we talk about the food safety, people only put food safety because it's a sexy topic that we can earn a lot of budget or money from the donor. But actually talking about the food safety, we have to focus on SPS. That is the correct term. I think is S is sanitary, that is covered by the food safety and veterinary. It's like the concept F2T that many people talk about, the F2T, that actually food safety must start from the farm. That's why I think is for example, right now in our university, we got the fund from ADB, but also in the main campus we will get the fund from ADB also to set up like the excellent environmental center that we will study or do the research in the land to study to test that it contaminate or not, and then we will tell the farmer that to produce the food safety that must start from the soil, water, as you and the dean mentioned that I think is very important also. And also I would like to give some comment to the MI that you mentioned that you right now you get the fund from New Zealand, right, to support MI to do the training, to do the project in these Mekong regions. And I think if possible that you say that you provide only the training, you cannot do the technical training. But I think it's very important that we have KKU that very strong in the research. And then I would like to propose it to do the training, not only just come to listen the lecture, but to do the practice is very important also. And for example, I know that Konkan is very strong in the research compared to the another country in these regions. But I would like MI to support like for example, right now in my university, as I mentioned that we will set up a center like that. Maybe we can be one day we can organize the training in Laos, for example. But we have to look that if Laos can do like to do the test of the contamination of the land, that you do the good thing in this. Okay, we go to there. If Vietnam can do the good thing for food safety to test something, we go to Vietnam or whatever, for example. And I talk a lot, but because since yesterday until today, I listen to many lecturers and I get many information, and then I have many things to would like to express in this symposium. And one thing I would like we also about to identify the term. I know that we put the food safety as a good term to say, but for example, in the presentation of the veterinarian yesterday, you mentioned about the One Health. You forgot only the animal health, human health, and environmental health. But actually, to be the One Health, it's important that you forgot one thing, that is the plant health also. That I think is very important to identify the meaning of the term, that we can go together, I think. And what else? Many things that okay, maybe we can share later. But this is what I really want to talk from my what I would like to share. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Actually, very, very excellent. In agriculture, we talk about land, plants, animals, and microbes. This is agriculture. So in land, we talk about water, soil, and air, like an environment issue. And microbes is not only in the food, but also in the animals, like ruminant. So that you talk about the health, it should be everything's health like this. I'm happy that you agree with the organics, but organic cannot happen if we cannot promote the market. So that's why the organic regulations is important. And if we can set up the regulations of organic in our ASEAN country, now we can import and export. For sure, people need organic products. It can have advantage and disadvantage. Actually, in the disadvantage side, it happens. Some people are concerned about disadvantage also. But anyway, in terms of the health, food safety and organic is important. But now organic regulations in Thailand is impossible for farmers to do it. Like the land cannot have chemical for 5 years. Why 5 years? If you check it and you found that no chemicals over there, we need technology to make some regulations that to prove that this is the key points of the organic. Not you never use that. Or this province, if you have factory, you cannot do organics. This is nonsense for the regulation. But this is come from another country. We get the regulations from another country. That's why Department of Livestock Development of Thailand designed some organic livestock that more flexible. Farmers can do it. But for agriculture, still very hard. They have regulations organic for vegetable, for fruit, for every kinds of that. But it's gonna be a big issue. Have more comments on? response?
Related to that, I agree. I think that it needs to happen. So.
Okay. I encourage a representative from
Myanmar.
Myanmar.
First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nguyen Chi, and I'm the president of Food Science and Technology Association in Myanmar. Our association is one of the members of the ASEAN country, FISTA, and also related to the IFOS. So, first of all, I would like to, I think you already know about our country situation. We are very isolated for 40 years, and then now we just opened our country, and we have our country people, we have the diversity of the geography diversity and plenty of the agri products, fishery products, and primary produce in our country. But now, all of our products are facing the unsafe and safety problem. Because of this, now I'm working as a visiting professor at the Yangon Technological University, and I got my master's degree from Mississippi State University since 1989. So at that time, we had the chance to study abroad related to food science and technology. But last 40 years, our education, our health in our country already collapsed. So now we are facing a lot of the problem, especially we don't have enough for the human capacity, because we have the master degree program for the food technology. We just opened last 4 years, and also we extend the master degree program for the food technology just 2 years ago. But unfortunately, I'm very sorry to say about that. We don't have any undergraduate degree program for the food technology in Myanmar. So how we produce, how we monitor, how we do many things in our country for the food, not only the food safety, but also the processing and everything we need. Therefore, now our new government, they encourage us to set up the human resource development, especially in the food science and technology. So last month we have done the roundtable discussion with some university from Thailand, Indonesia, from our ASEAN members, and from our university in Myanmar. Therefore, now I'm very happy to be here to attend this symposium and now to present our country's situation. I don't feel shame, because anyway we start now. So, but we have to work not only feet by feet. We have to jump, we have to play, or do run. Therefore, we need all our neighbor countries, but also our friends from the West or any country. We would like to get your support, especially for the human resource development. And also our government, they encourage us to set up the degree program, undergraduate degree program in Myanmar. Therefore, we have done the roundtable discussion last month, and we have some networking with the other university. Also, we would like to invite from your university to see how it's really happened. Maybe next time, Thailand and Myanmar is only 1 hour flights from here to Myanmar. So we will have another national conference in April. So at this time, it is maybe if you have the chance to visit to our country and see our country real situation, I would like to invite you. And also, I'm the consultant of the FAO regional and also Myanmar. So I found a lot of food safety, not only food safety. We need a lot of the human resource development in our country. So I'm very happy you are interested and you are kindly support to our region. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're very brave to speak out and explain your country context. We understand it's difficult, especially since you're starting from scratch. But it has some advantage to starting from scratch. You can maybe learn from some of the mistakes that we've made along our way. So perhaps there is opportunity to jumpstart some of those things and start at a higher level. But in any case, if there are ways that we can be of help, you know far better than we do about your situation, and then you can engage us in a way that's useful for you. So we're interested to learn more.
So you see, one of your problems is about the integration of the food sector that might be in many countries like that. Can we have some more representation to see?
Yes, Sawadee good morning. I'm Kai Satya from the Plant Protection Division of the Cambodian Agricultural Research and Development Institute. Let me introduce our real situation on food safety in Cambodia. I'm working mainly in rice and vegetable. So if you are talking about Cambodia production system in agriculture, it seems to be very messy. A lot of Cambodian farmer, they don't have knowledge on pesticide application at all. They rely on shop seller or company, and shop seller and company introduce them not only single chemical, a lot we call cocktail, mix 4 or 5 chemical in one tank and spray, whatever. And look at to the production system in the field. We don't have any facility for the WC or washing facility, or even a lot of animal can enter to the production area. So we don't have any gap, I guess. But some project donor or NGO or local organization, they expect that there is some gap in Cambodia, but I don't think so, because if we look at the production area, any animal can enter. No washing facility. Farmer harvest the vegetable and put on the ground directly, and they transport their vegetable and fruit with the truck, with animal or chemical or whatever human to the marketplace.
Questions for us, how we might be of help to you?
I'm thinking 2 main points. I really like the organic product, but I don't think this is a good way to develop in Cambodia now. But at least you think about the gap or good management practice on vegetable and rice and some main fruit trees better than organic product, I guess. And another one for long term, we would think about the human resource development, because human resource development is the main key important to reduce the risk on food safety in Cambodia, I guess. Thank you.
You suggest about the GAP enhancements first in Cambodia before jump up to organics and capacity building. I think everybody's needed. Thank you very much.
Let me maybe I add a little bit to this. Ultimately, the food safety issue is people's issue, right? And so consumer issue. So really consumers are the ones that have to drive good practices, better practices in any way. So maybe first step is to try to make consumers aware of food safety related issues, and then they will maybe expect or they will demand that you do follow those practices, and then they'll buy at a higher price or more regularly from those that produce good products and sell good products. So anyway, I think it's a bigger discussion to be had, but I think it's a human resource development includes people making people aware of food safety concerns, and demanding better, safer, healthier food.
Yeah, I can add one. Actually, we have the law, but the enforcement is not really good at all. If you go to the marketplace in Cambodia, you can find the chemical from China, from Vietnam, language from Thailand, from any language available in Cambodia. This is the main important point, but we don't have any good enforcement yet at a moment. And another thing, farmer, they don't know exactly about the pathogen. harmful to the human health. They concern much, especially the consumer. They focus much to the pesticide residue only. They don't know about the pathogen could be harmful to their human health at all. So this is very important that the knowledge is really main point to let the consumer aware about that. Thank you so much.
And one thing I think the misuse of the chemicals is a big problem in this area. It's like you have antibiotics for cure people. Pesticide, herbicide, this is for kill the insect. But many people use for prevention. So they just use every day, every week, whatever they want. But actually, this is for kill the insect when you found the insect and the branch of the insect. If you don't use chemical, your products will destroy everything. But because of the misuse, so this is a big issue. Because somebody talking about banning all chemicals. It's like we're going to ban antibiotics. If no antibiotics in the world, what happened? Something like that. Because the problem is not itself, but because of the misuse and misunderstanding. So that's why we need some kinds of training to make people more understanding. In Japan, every farmers go to farmer markets with a record. How many what types of the pesticide they use, how many times, what day, what time, and they are all over 60, they are over 50. Why they can do that? But in our areas, no, I don't like to write. We don't need to record anything. So that's why project of young farmer, young smart farmer, not depend on the age, but you have the idea, you understand the recording, something like this is coming up. So now people talking about smart farmer, not only for using the mechanical, but the new idea, you understand the less use of pesticides, less use of chemicals, things, something like this. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Huon Thavare. I'm from Royal University of Agriculture, Cambodia. But concern to the food safety, our university also have some project related to food safety that support by many NGO or EB or government also, like SPAS from the ADB. But they focus only microorganism on the food safety and animal health and plant health. But nowadays the government also concerned about the agrochemical applied to the vegetable, plant or other livestock. So I think the capacity building is important in the university, because our university also produce the student or technician that when they finish, they work for government, work for NGO, or work for the company. And if they don't know how to use the chemical, how to use the many things that relate to the food safety, I think a big problem. So nowadays, most of the Dr. Kai said, more the farmer depend on the company. They use a lot of agrochemical. They don't know how much they use. So we also lack the information related to the, because a lot of agrochemical related of pesticide, new pesticide come, but the university sometimes lack information that we cannot teach the student how much they use. We just teach the whole the document, but now update document a lot. So we also would like to propose is related to the building capacity, not only the student, but the staff, the university staff, lecturer, and also student exchange also is important, because if and one more is networking is important. Not only the university, but university, NGO, and private sector. Because if the private sector not come together with the university and NGO, the private sector just think to earn a lot of money, but they lack the safety. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we should have some speaker response on after you see the how to say the response from many countries and how you think about ASEAN's country. You can see a lot of problems, but maybe you have some more suggestions.
Right, and then as you explain this, because I would still like to hear from other countries. It'd be good if you could just kind of make some suggestions as to how we can work together, or what are more specific needs and desires. So that way we can get through all the countries, and also hear from some of our experts on what they think might be.
You have some comments about animal safety issue. Okay.
First of all, I would like to give thanks because we are able to attend such kind of international program. And first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Trisha Rai. I'm from Bangladesh, Chittagong Veterinary and Animal Sciences University. I'm an exchange student with KKU at Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. I just learned about this program from one of my friends and just joined here, and after joining we have learned many things, and for that's why I would like to give thanks to all of you, the KKU, University of Georgia and Mekong Institute. There are so many points I would like to say, but in short, I just want to say something about there are laws and quality controls about public health, especially on meat in our country, but the enforcement and the standards are old, and that's why the quality control of the meat and import-export of meat are maybe banned for some countries, and maybe it's not safe for the own consumption of our people also. There is a lot of lack of laboratory facilities for these standardization techniques and the training program, especially for the staffs also and for the students also. And my first suggestion is for the public health, especially on the meat consumption, as it produces a lot of meat every year, but as the quality is not so good, so it's not be imported, or it's not safe for our own people also. So first my suggestion is for a better infrastructure and better training for our people as well as our university students and the staffs also, to know the proper and technique and ways to just we can set up our own standards for this. And second of that, it's from dairy section. In our country there are lots of cattle population and a lot of milk production. From my region, from where I belong, at older time there were lots of cattle and milk production, but nowadays due to a lack of these facilities for dairy, the industry is being decreased day by day. Maybe the farmers can't supply their milk, the farmers cannot produce the proper the level of the fat percentage, that's why they cannot supply in proper time, the milks are being rotten or destroyed, and they are moving on from this sector. It has become loosening its old glory. And I would like to ask for Mekong Institute and other to give some technical support to our, not it is only for the farmers, I especially want to say, because they don't know about the situation of outside our country or outside the world, and that's why they are just moving from this industry. It's most important because it's a very glorified industry once in our country, but nowadays it's being losing its glory. So maybe there's some technical support, some training programs, and some collaboration with our university or the dairy plants, and some setup of this like that. Maybe some chilling plants, some like this. And third of all, there is a very less less opportunity of fund and the research facility. Maybe not every veterinarian want to be clinician. Maybe some like I would like to go to the research background, but due to less facility, we cannot just switch on to research due to lack of fund or lack of laboratory or the standard of the laboratory. In our country, in our university, there is master's program, but not PhD program. We have to go to abroad. But maybe for the socio-economic situation, not all the girls may afford to go outside, or not all the girls may afford to research, or maybe they switch off to any job and just life is fast. So maybe the research facility, maybe some laboratory or some collaboration programs, some scholarship programs, some projects, maybe it will be a great success, and also for our students it will be a great opportunity. And there another sector is poultry. Our poultry section is so much poor. We produce a lot of poultry, especially the chicken now. But there is special problem nowadays is antibiotic resistance. Every antibiotic has becoming resistant to the poultries, and we are trying to make up this, but the farmers, the poultry farmers, just they use the medicines like paracetamol, they use antibiotics, and that's why it's becoming resistance, and maybe it will become a threat for our country in near future. But due to special training to the poultry farmers, and due to proper techniques, and there are lack of this knowledge, maybe the knowledge should be spread among them through maybe the university or through other projects. And I'd like to thank, maybe I take a long time, and this is the problem, this is the situation in our country. Thank you.
Thank you. So maybe we can hear something from Vietnam.
And thank you for Bangladesh for sharing idea. We can see that some country beyond the ASEAN still got these problems. That's why KKU has a project we call South-South collaboration. It's South Asia over here, and South of Asia is Bangladesh, and then South Africa. So we can sharing the knowledge, the trainings together. So we have African country center over here, and we can see that because we are tropical country, every management in terms of agriculture quite the same, and we can sharing, and we try to set up the project, not only the ASEANs, but also the South-South collaboration also. So we, the agriculture, especially in Africa now, some of country want some produce from the ASEAN country and from the south part of Asia also. So maybe we have to separate. Only ASEAN is a big issue now. But anyway, we never forget. I have been visited Bangladesh. Even the standard farm practice in animals, you still got more understanding, the knowledge and training a lot, and need more capacity building.
Other, perhaps Vietnam.
Okay, thank you. So just take very short time. If we refer to test talk this morning, and he said that for food safety project, they actually go along the value chain, but they only focusing on capacity building. And if I'm correct, you said it's not sufficient. In my personal experience, I also say that capacity building is not sufficient. Okay, so I agree that with now PhD lady, she said about capacity building, and it's not only necessary for now Cambodia, Bangladesh, but also for Vietnam. But I want to take suggestion from Professor Sam yesterday on local hub. Actually, I'm teaching agroecology, so if we look at local hub, it makes more sense than just food safety. It also including environmental protection, including the sustainability and public health, people welfare, whatsoever. So I think that if we can do something regarding capacity building, we need incorporate also some kind of empirical activity like local hub, promotion, production and consumption, and then actually it cover more meaning like I just said before. Okay, thank you.
Let me. I think it's really interesting to hear from different country contexts, because each of you are in different stages of your development of food safety part. Some are at the very early stages, while others may be further along, both institutionally as well as human resource. Obviously, one formula is not going to fit everybody, so everybody has to look for their own set of solutions. And from our side, we can support in a variety of different ways, but obviously we'll have to look at each of those in your own context.
At the end of the session, I would like to for our partners for the conference to respond or wrap up from the company side, and from KKU represent maybe Dr. Virod, and then from the PGA side to close the session. How you respond everything at the conference and the issue that we found in the ASEAN country. You want first?
Start.
The dean. Okay.
I guess one of the things I would encourage you to do is not look at the problem as being overwhelming, because then you get discouraged. In any organization, I think one way to be successful is to set a little goal and achieve it, and then a slightly larger goal and move forward. Because if you look at the problem of food safety across the region, and as Dr. Bart mentioned, people in different countries are at different stages in their development. But if you look at the problem as large as it is, I think it's easy to get discouraged and say, well, there's no way, because our farmers are using way too many pesticides. How do we do that? So my recommendation would be start with a small goal, work to achieve that, and then move on from there. It is, if you're building a house, you first put the foundation in before you put the roof on. And you'll ultimately get there, but it's a long process. And I think I would encourage you to partner with institutions like KKU or the University of Georgia, where we can help develop proposals, whether it's to the Gates Foundation or FAO or the World Bank, because in reality, if we can find some resources, that helps to accelerate that process. But if you take home anything from this conference, I would hope that it would be that look to your neighbors that have made some advances, learn from them, and while it is at times difficult, don't get discouraged. And hopefully recognize that it is a long process. It may take decades. So our responsibility is to do the best job that we can where we're at. There's a saying, bloom where you're planted. So what I would hope that you would do is that you would help make a difference for the next generation that follows you, and let them be the ones, perhaps, that will ultimately achieve the goal. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Dr. Okay.
So from private sector, you're looking at private sector comments.
country. I think like from my opinion, like everywhere it has its own problem, its own kinds. Even with our company, we have our own problem too. But I think the important things is how do we deal with the problems. If we have a good system, good policy, procedure in place, and we can define the corrective action on each problem, everything will improve. Like eventually, it might not be happen in today or tomorrow, but eventually, if we have a good system, everything will get better. At our company standpoint, we would like to help not only our business partner, and that's what we are doing right now. We help our business partner in every unit in our supply chain to have a better quality management. But we would like to open to the public too. Right now we have a project with the students from university have a training course with us, and we also accept that the training student after they graduated to work with us after that too. So I think we have a lot of opportunity out there to get better. So we'll keep working on that.
Thank you.
I think I would like to end the close with the MI and committees for wrap up. So if you have some more opinion, maybe we discuss in the lunchtime. Maybe for Marisa for the MI and Dr. Will for QQ, and then we will close. For the MI and committee.
Either X. First of all, I would like to say thank you for all organizations and participants in here, because this symposium cannot be start if we don't have your participant. And anyways, I so happy because when we start to think about this symposium, we start thinking with Dr. Bonchai in terms of alumni. But today, I think alumni step behind, because this is a job of all together. Because in the future, I thought not only our faculty is duty to take action about that. We have a friends with MI and all from other country. I thought I saw many things. One, we have connections, very good connection, very good participation. During today, we did it, and then we have in Konkan we have enough information. We have professor that know about the along Mekong rivers, but somehow in terms of standard point, somehow of high technical, we know, but we don't have expertise to do it. Somehow we need this backup also. That's why UJA stay here. Because if we have UJA stay in backup us, we can high confidence to transfer our technology or whatever join technology to make our life better. I think I didn't think that we are Thailand, but we are the friends around Mekong country. We are the same. We are always the same. Because so that's why when Laos, PTR, Myanmar, you have to produce good food. That we can have your food, you can have my food. Everything should be in the same standard. We like to see this system occur allow our friend, our neighboring country. So this can be happen if with our friend to join together. So and then I saw like I said, we have MI. KKU have MI, but from my eye, KKU just see this is one institute. KKU didn't take this advantage very much to join with you. Just sit and listen what you need my help. Even my faculty also. I am an associate dean for research, but I changed my mind that during I stay here that I gonna be one of your organ, what gonna be your part of your training job. So just let me know, but somehow I gonna talk to you, not you let me know, nah? Okay. So in order to make it forward very fast, otherwise, but the constant thing is every people talking about the budget, but I thought we have to share to each other. If you start with we need those this project is can be happen, but okay on hand we have this what you are, so we can start from what you are what we have. So this is a good starting point to make it move. Otherwise it's gonna stay. We move is better. So this is the point that we should take advantage from MI Institute. And this is good when this morning Dr. Supachai said you said that we should have multi faculties, international multi faculties talking about this job. So it's a good way to do. I almost agree with that, because if you like to be hub, you have to be college like this to take care. Otherwise, it's not my job. It's not. We don't have the budget. So if you clearly you have the college to transfer colleges to transfer technology in terms of international. So all party, all neighboring country can be part of this college also. It should be very good because we share each other. Because right now, for myself, I use Line software like WhatsApp in US, that I have almost 1,000 members on my line, and they talk about their cattle management, that everybody can join and explain to them and tell them what you are, how to manage your correctly in WhatsApp in our line software. So this is we have to use a new network to join to each other. It's an easy way to don't talk about the money, but just like this. This is one thing. And finally, I thought in order to kickstart, we should have the project like trainings project. So UJA may pay commit to MI that we gonna send one or two professors to join this training along the MI projects, and our faculty may or not only our faculties but KKU should commit that they're gonna, because they set up the many group research group, excellent group. So this is not that much money to pay. So in order to commit with MI that we are KKU like to join the international training program, we're gonna pay $1 million each year for you, somehow like that. Because this evening we're gonna talk to Prime Minister.
You have to write it down.
No, because this evening we have to talk to our president. Okay, this is my idea.
Okay. And from MI, Melissa.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Virot. Of course, Mekong Institute is always willing to work with the university. I mean, for those who didn't know, actually, Mekong Institute is a development project between the Thai government and New Zealand. And then the organization became, it changed its status from a development project to becoming a foundation first, and now an intergovernmental organization. So we will not forget Konkan University. We're staying in your campus. Thank you for allowing us to stay here for actually a very minimal amount. So we are here to stay. And probably, Dr. Virot, you didn't know, but actually Mekong Institute has been working with many different faculty from different colleges. Like usually we tap their expertise to serve as our resource persons in different training programs. And of course, we will be more than willing to work with the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Yes. And for this specific symposium, we all, of course, took note of the comments from different countries. We are actually trying to develop or design the 5-year extension of the food safety project, and it will be good to incorporate some of the ideas that you have. But of course, we cannot do much on enhancing the capacity of the faculty members or the students. That is probably more the under the purview of Konkan University. I mean, that's where Konkan University can help you with, but not Mekong Institute. What else? So, so that's all. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, KKU, for making Mekong Institute a part of this mini symposium. Thank you, Dr. Bart, for working with us. We had 2-3 meetings with Dr. Bart before this really happened. And thank you for the team, UGA team, for being with us and sharing your expertise and knowledge to us. Thank you.
And I think all the comments from participants that you invite, you can send by emails to Mekong Institute. And I think it's worth comments every country, so we can make the report, and we can go to next step, like the idea to set up the multi-country proposal or something like that. We're very welcome. Thank you.
And just to let you know that you will be done after this, but we're not done yet. We're still meeting early this evening with KKU president and then the deans to discuss further, and Mekong Institute to discuss a little bit more about what do we do with what you've suggested, and what we've heard from experts and others, and where we go forward with it. So we'll continue to have this discussion and dialogue. As we come close to being done, we're a little bit behind, but we're okay. I would like our Dean Pardue to say a few words to close this session.
It will be a very few words because I stand between you and lunch. So I will be very brief. First, let me thank the organizers from KKU and the Mekong Institute that have provided us with such a great venue. And more importantly, perhaps to thank you who have journeyed to this place for a reason. And I am confident that together we can accomplish more than we can by ourselves. So thank you. I wish you safe travels and look forward to working with you in the future.
I give to the MC for announcement.
Right. On that note, I would like to thank everyone for attending, as Dean Sam emphasized, for joining us in the last 2 days. Also, there's just a brief announcement from the organizers. If you could submit your evaluation sheets to the organizers, that would be very good. Because if we get good feedback, perhaps we could organize something more regularly here in Konkan or even in UGA if it's possible. But for this afternoon, after lunch, there will be an alumni meeting between UGA and KKU. For those who are interested to join the field trip in the afternoon, please be at the lobby at 2:30, perhaps 5 minutes before 2:30. If you want to join us in front of the MI building. And on that note, on behalf of the organizers of this symposium, the University of Georgia, Mekong Institute, and Konkan University, thank you very much, and have a safe trip wherever you're going, and have a good lunch. Thank you very much.